welcome to IMDB's Worst 100.
Today we're looking at number 81, Mitchell. A 70s classic, I'm sure.
Mitchell. I mean, just the name Mitchell is kind of sounds like it's going to be just Mitchell. They didn't think of anything more exciting than just Mitchell.
What else do you need?
I don't know,
Got the name.
Mitchell Undercover.
Maybe that's a sequel. Maybe
Triple
there is
Star
one.
Mitchell. I don't know. Let's just get on with it, shall we? This film starts off with a murder, and it's because this guy's broken into someone's house and then they shoot him, and the cops come to the scene and there's a bit of suspicion, and we're kind of introduced to our main character, who I'm presuming is called Mitchell, and he's a kind of down and out cop, your classic lives in a crap bedsit kind of burnt out cop, except he's not really doesn't seem that bothered about being a policeman. I don't know, it's a bit weird.
You want me to take my clothes off?
No.
So the whole story is him trying to solve this murder, but I think he's also trying to take down a heroin gang. He basically has to follow this guy around who's called Mr. Cummins. I mean, the beginning of this film is pretty slow and boring, so we ended up taking quite a lot of joy out of the fact that he just kept saying Mr. Cummins.
James Arthur Cummins.
James Arthur Cummins.
Take you to Cummins' place.
That is Cummings' big scene. But leaning on Cummings is no joke, my friend. No one leans on Cummings.
I've been leaning on Cummins. Deanie on Cummins. Mr. Cummins! Cummins! Mr. Cummins! Mr. Cummins!
He says it so many times, and when you're watching something boring, just the simple pleasures of someone saying Cummins again and again, it's kind of funny.
Mr. Cummins.
Anyway, so he kind of just has to follow Mr. Cummins around and just to see what he's up to, I guess.
Well, I've been told to watch you, Mr. Cummins, so I guess that's what I'm going to do.
Can I give you some advice, then?
Oh, yes, sir.
Watch out for falling rocks.
This kind of leads him through various different things where they try and get rid of him, or they try to blackmail him, or they try to bribe him by sending him a prostitute. But in the end, he sticks true to his guns, and he eventually kills them on a boat. And I guess, that's the day is saved at that point.
Yeah, brief but fair summary, I'd say.
Is MST3K ruining this list?
In fact, I don't care for you myself. Why is that?
Perhaps our brief but bitter affair?
I think it is a little bit, in the sense that a lot of the films that they have done a show on aren't really that bad, that have made it onto this list because they've sort of been put into the public eye. I mean, some of the films that they've reviewed that we've watched so far are bad enough for the list, but then you do also have the ones that aren't. And this isn't one, I don't think. It's actually quite competent in some areas. You had some really well shot and well edited car chase scenes.
Yeah.
I thought the music was really good. These sort of things do take away from the list a bit, in the sense that it's not bad. I wouldn't really say, for me, anything stands out as really bad about it.
It's an exploitation film. I know I keep saying that, but I just mean the main character's a bit of an oddbod, and imagine that the MST3K probably gets some kind of laughs out of that.
Yeah.
And that's fine, but I don't think that the film's doing that unintentionally.
Yeah.
I think it's deliberately trying to make him a bit of an odd character.
Oh, my, Mr. Criminal. You better hide underground. Cause Mitchell's gonna be coming your way.
This is a film that's supposed to be taken quite lightly. It's not taking itself too seriously anyway.
Oh no, there's definitely moments, those bits of the music like da da da.
Hey, you want to hold this? I got to go call headquarters.
I mean, all we can really do is just keep watching them. I still, I don't mind watching a competent film. That's obviously fine. But...
Yeah, but it does skew the list a bit, I guess.
Yes.
What did you think was like the worst thing about the film? You have to pinpoint like a bad thing.
It starts really badly. The first 20 minutes were quite boring and quite hard to follow what was going on. It's quite dark.
Yeah, it's really bleak looking, isn't it? Is that like headache-inducing, like dark lighting and quality? And you're like, shit.
Yeah, exactly. And there's quite a lot of talking, but I didn't really know what they were talking about.
I can't even keep my fingers still.
Shut up.
And it was quite boring, and I thought, this is going to be a tough slog.
Yeah.
But actually, later on, it gets a lot better. There's quite a lot more interesting scenes.
It literally, like, brightens up.
Yeah.
Suddenly it's in the daylight, and you suddenly get some quite decent scenes and stuff. Yeah, it's just, it definitely seems to just have this moment where it just improves a lot. And you're just like, okay, I can actually watch this now, I think.
What do you think the reason for that is? It's a really strange thing, isn't it, to like start your film. You normally, if you imagine the classic film, it usually starts with a bang, you try and grab someone's attention. But I mean, I don't know if our attention was supposed to be just grabbed by the mystery of what was happened with the murder, but...
I think, it improved once it had finished its setup, once you knew everything, like all the stuff was set in place, then it just went for it, and I think it just kind of like almost blossomed from there. If Mitchell blossoms, I don't know.
Beautiful.
I wasn't really concentrating so much on the speech sort of things that much. I think, that was probably the most boring bit. And the sound quality, I guess, wasn't very good. Like, Mitchell's quite a mumbly man.
Yeah, the yellow car. I saw him.
Well, I think we're probably watching a VHS version, to be honest. So it's not the greatest quality. I don't know how good it would have sounded.
I don't think it ever would have been in a good quality, really.
Yeah.
Mind you, there was that one scene that I thought was really funny with the banter. It was Mitchell and that kid in the car.
Piss off.
What?
What?
What did he say?
What'd you say?
Did you say something?
You say something?
You said piss off.
You're lying through your teeth.
You're lying through your teeth.
Piss off, huh?
Piss off.
Piss off, kid!
That was classic.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. There was actually some funny scenes.
Yeah.
And the main character kind of grew on me a little bit.
Oh, me too. I thought he was... I liked him in the end, actually.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just that beginning bit, I guess. I know we've mentioned these a couple of times, but do you want to take us a bit through the stunts and the action scenes in the film? Because there was a couple that I thought were particularly interesting.
I mean, I was pretty impressed. It suddenly just dawned on me that some of the stuff was quite good. I was like, this isn't just a bad movie good, there's actually quite good. The one scene I'd pick out as probably the best was where Mitchell was getting chased by those two guys who were in those... What were those little...
They're like June buggies, I
Something
think.
like that, wasn't it? Like where he was getting chased in that scene. That was all really well filmed. Like some good like close-up fast shots. Like there was lots of different things going on.
It's the 70s. The scene went on for a long time. It was well shot.
The explosion in there was a bit of a fight as well. That was all very well filmed, and I give it a thumb up.
Yeah.
One big thumb up. Not two, but one.
Wow, there we go. There was a car chase as well. Actually, it felt quite tense in it. It was actually really well shot. We've seen a lot of B movies that do terrible car chases, and this is actually... It was obviously filmed at a decent speed with competent stunt drivers, and it goes on for a while. And
well, that's the thing. It's actually like these days, car chase scenes are normally like, but this was just an actual filmed car chase scene that they filmed properly, and it wasn't like whoa. It was just like actually
no CGI.
Yeah, it was just done. You're seeing this. This is what this would really look like, guys. I respect it. Big time.
It had a good payoff as well, because you got the car explosion at the end.
Boom.
And then also he goes and finds the guy who was chasing him in the car, and he shuts his leg in the car door, doesn't he? And just leaves him going, ah!
Oh, shut up, you're waking the neighbors.
There was also the pretty good scene at the end where the bad guys are trying to get away in a boat, and Mitchell has sort of commanded a helicopter, and then he like ties something to the end of a rope, and they just kind of fly over the boat, just smashing it into the boat.
I don't remember that.
Oh, maybe you fell asleep. Did you fall asleep?
No, I didn't, I promise.
That was quite a big scene. You fell asleep.
I didn't. I just think at the end I was just like, a little bit.
Yeah, okay. Well, that was a good scene as well.
I'll take your word for it.
Okay, so that was Mitchell.
Mitchell.
A kind of okay time.
But I hope we actually get a bad film next time.
Yeah.
Because films like this are okay, but it's not really benefited my life in any way. Not to shit on you, Mitchell, because you were, I thought you were right. Big time. Boom.
Well, thank you very much for joining us, and I hope you will join us again for the next video on something that I can't remember what it's called.
No. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't, and leave us a comment, and yeah, we'll see you next time.
Bye.
My, Mitchell. What would your mama say if she ever knew that you were prowling out and carrying on that way, cracking in heads and jumping in and out of beds and